Assalamualaikum everyone. I am Farista Hassan Anika and I welcome you all to DIMFF Presents. This is the episode 4. As you all know, Cine'Ta is an online-based talk show where different film enthusiasts from different universities of Bangladesh, as well as the other platforms, come here to share their point of views regarding filmmaking, mobile filmmaking, and the future of film industry in Bangladesh. And in the last season of Cine'Ta, we brought director from the film selected of DIMFF. In this season, we thought of bringing guests who were the sponsors for our previous festivals and to share their thoughts and their experience with DIMFF and this season is all about that thing. First of all, I will thank you, my guests, for giving their valuable time to us. And I would like to request them to say something to our audience.
Thank you so much. Well, I'm Syed A Siddique. So I've been involved with the DIMFF for the last 3 years as a sponsor, and I had the opportunity to to be present in the last award giving ceremony, and I think I am a very privileged to watch all those top selective mobile film, and especially the top rank first, second, and third. So it was from globally. It was the participants were global. So I had the opportunity to to observe the creative people all around the world and from Bangladesh, especially the young talented students. So it was really an inspiring thing for me because I grew up in a family. My family business was in movie theater and film production. So I was a student that time. So my childhood time, I had the cinema hall. So we were the exhibitor and the producer. Even I remember I acted as a child actor in a small part in a movie. So definitely the mobile festival attracted me since I grew up with the movie industry of Bangladesh. And I felt like to sponsor for a new avenue of the future film of Bangladesh. Since we know that we are overall right now we are going for the cable network and the satellite and that Netflix and internet based film watching and everything. The viewers are getting changed. People don't want to go to the movie theater anymore. So since it's a new phase we are passing, it's a new dimension already started. So I found it very potential for the future film industry of Bangladesh. Through the handheld device, anyone can be a good film producer or filmmaker, and those films can be, played in a movie theater also. So that can be promoted in the future for the commercial purpose also. So I found it very interesting, and when I saw the young student, they are doing the film through their mobile phone, and in such a way, the script and the filmmaking, the sound, everything was flawless to my experience. So I found it very potential venture, so that in future, we can take the help from the government and the private sector. The way you are promoting this, I think it will be the mainstream movie making avenue. So I think it's for the young generation, it can be a very attractive way for their profession, for their life, for their career, and everything. Thank you so much for now.
Thank you, sir, for staying with us for the past 2 years. So I would like to introduce our another guest, who is Syed A Siddique, who is a CEO at Erfan Traders and Territorial Distributor at Bkash Ltd. Thank you, sir, for joining with us, and thank you for being here. So, I would like to ask you that what is your thought on this independent mobile filmmaking platform, which is based on mobile film enthusiasts who submit their film through mobile filmmaking? Yeah. So, what is your thought on this thing?
Anika, first of all, thank you for having me on your show. It's an honor to be here, and I'm looking forward to this discussion that we're about to have. I think mobile filmmaking is definitely on the rise, and considering the last few years, every year there's new cell phones coming out with better technology, better camera quality. People are getting more addicted to using their camera for pictures, for making videos, and now anyone can sort of become a film producer. So using the phone, we can figure out not only figure out, but we can also share our experiences that we have and maybe see something and use that as a platform to raise concern or start a discussion or just express ourselves. So I believe through the tool of the phone, there's a filmmaker inside each of us, and now we're able to express it as well.
Thank you. So it was very nice to hear from you. I will move to Siddique, sir, that as you have said that the audience have changed and the platform is also been changing. So what is your thought about the film industry changing in Bangladesh? I mean, what will be the changes in future regarding the film industry?
I think we can collaborate the new technology and the viewers' perception, what they want to do. If they feel comfortable watching any movie from their own house in their living room, that can be accepted. At the same time, we can promote these even short film or mobile film to the movie theater so that people can also have the option to go to the movie theater. So I think to generate money, and if you think this venture, the mobile film, should earn revenue, I think for the future sustainability, we have to ensure the filmmaking cost and the quality of the film should be, as high as a regular mainstream movie. So to bring that things, so if you can collaborate together, and private sector and the government sector, and the freelance filmmaker like the student or whoever is doing it, if there is a revenue earning capacity or the scope we can bring in, I think more good quality picture and filmmaker you will see in the future. And it is immense. As you have known so far, the world famous, what do you call that, cable filmmaking things like, it was HBO, then Cinemax, then now it's Netflix, Amazon, a lot of things, the platform. So we can do it for our own country. Even the Bangladesh film industry can, sustain the way we are suffering for the last 2-3 decades. The Bangladesh film has been suffering seriously. People don't want to go to the movie industry. So through this mobile telefilm and mobile filmmaking, we can create the technician, crews, actor, actress, and all those people who are unemployed at this moment. So you can create employment, you can create the revenue earning, and you can make it financially feasible. So I think we need a combined effort and a policy for the future perspective. And I think it's time, the way ULab is doing it, the Department of Communication, I think you are showing us the way for the other people to join. And together we can create very positive things, even in the subcontinent. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So I have a little curious question in my mind, and I would like to ask this question to Erfan, sir. That as you are the investors of different organizations, you invest in different platforms. So if I would like to invest my money on Bangladeshi film industry, so what would you suggest me? Where should I invest my money in? Commercial filmmaking or advertisement or in art filmmaking?
So if I were to invest in Bangladesh's film industry, I would focus on either art films or like a commercial film, not go towards commercials. I believe there's huge potential in our film industry. There's been certain advancements going on. We are getting some movies with bigger budgets, Then new people are coming in, Bangladeshis who might have gone abroad to study and now have come back to the country, who've been working on animation or visual effects and these kind of technical aspects. So they bring in their expertise into the industry, we can make strides forward. And because we're still at an immature or infancy stage, I don't think we can have such huge CGI generated movies yet. I would focus on a script that is more like a drama or like a thriller, and that is like prioritizing this plot line. So have good actors, good dialogue. So something that is entertaining, but then you're also like willing to sit on your edge and then just be like, hey, what am I watching? And this is like good quality film. I don't need much explosions, but I just need it to be like a movie that can be highly rated. So for that, the main thing is to find a good story and people who you believe can create or carry out your creative process. I would take inspiration from the Korean film industry, how they've, grown and become a global phenomenon. If you look at it in 2019, in the Oscars, the movie Parasite, it blew my mind. But it was done in such a way that I don't think the budget was that high. So I would take inspiration from that kind of film and try and adapt it into Bangladesh. And I believe there's a lot of people out here who has a voice, who have good stories, or like they have their plot, like a script. So it just needs to be, picked up by the right person who can carry out this vision.
Thank you for your answers. So I will move to Siddique sir. That as you were with us for the past 2 years, so you were seeing the growth of DIMFF for the past these years. So what is your thought about the next festival? I mean, what is your expectation from the coming festival?
Well, the last time we have seen the award, the top winner was from France, and the Iranian filmmaker, the student, were fantastic. So some of the movie were very good filmmaking, and the making was excellent. If you talk about the script, the filmmaking, the composition, everything was so quality. I guess if you can invite talented people from all around the world, from each of the continent, if it's more vivid, like each of the, like you added Europe, you got someone from South America. So if you can invite more people from around the world, globe, I think this festival will have some reputation, and it's going to be very reputed film festival. Since ULAB is the pioneer in this track, I believe, University of Liberal Arts, the Media Communication Department, you are the first one to do this kind of, to hold this kind of events in Bangladesh. I think you have gone so far. So more participants will bring more creative and more quality pictures and quality films. So I'm looking forward to it, to watch a few quality and potential filmmaker like the previous time. I'm very hopeful. Wishing you all the best for that.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I will move to Irfan, sir. That we have heard that you watch so many movies in your leisure time. So what type of movie you prefer the most?
Yeah, so I usually prefer to watch like an action movie, maybe a thriller, or like historical movies. I'm a big fan of history. However, a lot of it depends, on my mood and the time of day. For instance, I'll watch something light, like maybe a romantic comedy or just like a normal comedy film at late night, because I don't have the attention span or that much energy to focus on like a drama or like a very long movie that can be highly rated. But I'm down to watch any kind of films. If it's like foreign language, if it's in English or like a blockbuster, or if it's an indie film, I'm down to just watch and have a new visual experience. But one thing for sure is I avoid horror films. I hate horror movies, so like I'm very scared. So I always try to avoid that as much as possible, unless in a group setting where it's, I guess, fun, to see your friends like get scared and jump up or something. And then recently, I was talking with a friend, and like I rewatched Lord of the Rings trilogy, which I think is the best like movie trilogy of all time. And it's a historic film, had records, it changed filmmaking, so that really set the bar. And I'm always down to watch Lord of the Rings any time of day.
Thank you. Acha, as I have asked the question to Siddique sir, that what is your expectation for the coming festival, I would like to ask the same question to you. that as you have seen the Festival of DIMFF for the past 7 years, so what
Yes.
is your expectation for the upcoming festival?
So I
I think
think,
it should be.
all right, is it?
Anyone
Go
also
ahead,
can take
please.
the
It's okay.
floor.
Yeah. So I
Yeah,
think
that's okay.
Yeah.
for next year, I would like to see a bigger audience turnout. Hoping the pandemic is not here, more physical presence at the venue, so people are directly exposed to seeing the quality of the film work and everything. Because seeing it on online or hearing about it is one thing, but actually being in the theater, maybe having access to popcorn or goodies would make it better. And also maybe see new categories as well. So maybe like a specific theme for a certain category section, or come up with like overall theme for the festival. So we have more, I guess open-ended content is still fine, but something that's a little bit different as well, because you have like the independent category, the competitive one. Then maybe you could do something either like it's only black and white, or you have like a social theme or something like that. These could be some things I'm looking forward to for the future expansion of this festival.
We hope so. And I will move to Siddique sir that you were trying to say something on this question.
Yeah, I second Erfan that if you can come up with more categories so for the upcoming festival, so it will be more attractive. Like if you categorize the movies, and if you ask for those categorized selection, sci-fi, horror, or action or anything. So I think by that way you can have the participant all around the world in a better way and in a more interesting way. More viewers, more people will get to know about this in our country, and your effort, your hard work will be very much fulfilled, because it's a huge country. People should know about it. Even in the village side, rural side, you have seen from different districts. You have seen the participants. They came up from different districts of the country. This is very positive things. So people from Kurigram, Joshua, everywhere they're participating, and all around the world. So it's a global platform you are creating for the local Bangladeshi filmmaker, the young and potential filmmaker. So I think by participating, they can have the exchange of views and everything and the quality. And I think it's about time. So if you can go for some category and categorize the events and make it more glorious, I think DIMF Festival can be a milestone film festival all around the world. Thank you.
Inshallah, that day will come soon. And I will add to this one more thing, that as you are the sponsors or the organizers of so many events, so what inspired you to be an organizer or a sponsor?
As I told you, I mean,
Yeah.
I grew up in my family having a film cinema hall, movie theater, and being a production house. So I had the fascination, always had the fascination about the movie things, because I grew up with the Bangladeshi film. And a lot of Western movie that time, we used to have the Hollywood pictures as well in Bangladeshi movie theater. So I have, I grew this, you can call that hobby of watching movie or being a part, get involved with the movie things. So still, I think even though we discontinued the business, but still, as a movie viewer and watcher, I can tell you that I have all the fascination for being a part of any good thing, any good endeavor. So that attracted me for this being the sponsor of this unique idea of mobile filmmaking festival.
Thank you, sir. I will ask a curious question to Irfan sir, that we have heard that you have attended the International Cine'Ta Film Festival. So I want to know that how DIMFF is far different from that festival. Can you tell us?
Yeah, so in 2017, I attended the Seattle International Film Festival, and that is one of the biggest and most attended film festivals in the US. So that, means it's a very globally recognized and prestigious festival. it takes over like nearly 1 month because they have over 400 films from 80 different countries. So the grand um, stage and the grand scope of that festival is what makes it different from DIMFF. And it's a festival that's open to documentary short films and like proper US premieres or feature film premieres. So it has an open category, whereas DIMFF is specifically for mobile filmmaking, and that one has proper studios uh, working with that festival. For instance, the year I went, the main movie was called The Big Sick, which was an Amazon studio produced film. So you can see the scope and how different it is. It's like a different league, and you have you have Hollywood A-list actors come to the festival. You have people from all around the world, all over the US come as well. I think like several 100,000 people attend. So you can sort of get an idea of that. That is like one of the top festivals, and then DIMFF is in a very niche category, specialized festival that can hopefully one day get to the same level as the Seattle International Film Festival.
Okay, that's interesting to hear. Same question goes for Siddique sir as well. That what is the difference between DIMFF from other festivals? How DIMFF is far different from other festivals?
I had the similar experience like Erfan, but that was a long time back. It was 1983 when I was in grade 7. In our movie theater, we had a cinema hall called Beauty Cinema Hall. So we had the SARC Film Festival, and I think it was SARC or ASEAN. So more than 15 countries were the participant. So I had the chance to view all those famous movies from India, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, and Malaysia. A lot of things. So it was almost more than days in our movie theater. So I have that witness, about that event that took part in our own cinema hall. It was fantastic because in a week you get to see, I think more than 100 pictures, movies at a short span of time. So it was every day we were attracted, and all my teachers from my school, they used to come and ask me for the pass and the ticket to watch those film festival. It was beginning in the 1983, and since then, this kind of festival, creates a new viewers, and it helps to watch different varieties from all around the world. And DIMF created the same thing, but in a convenient platform because it's a mobile filmmaking. So it was. I even had the chance to see a minute long, right? Minimum, I think, time spent was a minute. So maybe it was 3 minutes to 11 minutes, a short film type, but it was wonderfully done. So that really created interest in me. So I was very inquisitive. How can you make a script for a 1 minute movie? It's very tough. It's really tough, even for the viewers to even understand what's going on. But eventually, the 5 to 10 minutes you usually need to make a film. And some of them were really so wonderfully made movie. I think DIMF is still on a right track to create the difference between the film festival and the mobile film festival. So people can have the idea about the short film, the short length or the regular full hours movie. And I believe the way the DIMF is moving, emphasizing on mobile filmmaking, I believe that one day you will see the outcome of having the one of the famous film festival of the country.
Inshallah, that day will come soon. Thank you, sir. And sir, as you have shared with us that you used to act in different roles in your childhood, so can you share with us a memorable incident of your acting career? I mean, any part of it?
Yes, it was a very small part, I think for a few minutes. And it was our own production. So I told my mom and my father, and actually the offer came from my father. So he told the filmmaker that my children wants to be a part of it. So they selected me and my sister and my brother. So it was like this. It was a famous actress, Shabana, and who recently died, the late Razak. Both were the top actor and actress of the country. So they had three children. So I was one of them, and I went to the FDC, the famous, the government-owned film studio. So whole day we had to spend for this small part. So I was very exhausted. When my turn will come and they will call me. So finally, without any audition, I took the chance to be a part of it. And I didn't know about the dialogue thing that later on you have to do the dubbing. So it was soundless for me because when I see it, but I feel proud. Next day I went to the school. I shared with my friends that I had a chance of a small role. Like, don't leave. She was leaving, and I was like, we are running. It was a very small part, but I enjoyed. And there was the only time that I could say I acted in a movie of a mainstream Bangladeshi movie. I feel nice still now, as a child actor, you can say. Thank you.
Yeah, it was. So a common question for both of you, that as there is an excitement for among everyone to watch film related, which is made from camera or something. So can we suggest us some ways that how can we create that excitement about the movies which will be made from the mobile?
I think to create excitement for mobile filmmaking, it has to come from like a good, let's say, awareness campaign and just like marketing. Because everyone has a phone. So if we can show everyone that, hey, something that's in your hand, that you can create this kind of beauty, then people will be more interested and fascinated. Because right now the concept is you need big budget, you need to have a proper studio, financial backing to make a movie. So that limits people from trying to pursue to become an actor, film director, or a producer, or be involved in the industry. However, mobile filmmaking can be a stepping stone, and it is like democratizing, filmmaking for everyone. And I think in Sundance, the very famous film festival, there was a successful movie called Tangerine, and that was also shot on an iPhone. So if a film, like a mobile film, can go to that caliber, to that level, then I think anyone, and like if you can sort of, advertise, market that, hey, the next Oscar winner can be a movie shot on your phone, then more people will be interested in trying to check out what are like the effects available and the different kind of things that you can do using your phone. Because I think people are downloading apps. It's creating its own industry for like microphones and then other devices to add to your phone so you can improve your lens or something. So if every different stakeholders in mobile filmmaking get together, then more people will understand that this is another alternative to movie making, or anyone can become a movie maker kind of thing.
Thank you. I'll move to Siddique sir, that we are expecting you to be the sponsor for our next festival also. So as you will be the sponsor, so what will be your expectation from the 8th edition of DIMFF?
I second with Erfan that in our country, I can say one thing, like you know about citizen journalism, right? So right now, people are more used to it. Any incident or any accidental, anything happen when they see during their daily lives, they are doing the recording and they're sending it to the media. That's called citizen journalism, spot reporting. They're doing it. So people are more attracted or known to this about the reporting to the media. But as he say, if you can show them the interest, why a handheld device, cell phone, can be used even for a mobile film, and that can bring the award internationally, that can bring the reputation, being a filmmaker globally, only then people will be more interested about it. And that way we can create the revenue earning system, the method. If you can earn something financially, then definitely more people, more talented filmmaker we can see in the upcoming events. And especially in Bangladesh, we can see, we have already known through DIMF that more young, talented people are coming. I think it's about the importer and the manufacturer of the cell phone industry, they can also, you can accommodate them for with your plan. What a cell phone can do, the usage of the cell phone for multiple purposes, people don't know about it. So they need to be educated. More tutorial about DIMF. I think you can promote on that. We need tutorial. How small phone can change the lifestyle and the society and your everything, like your amusement, sport reporting, citizen journalism, everything. So filmmaking is a part of it. I think it's time that we should go for a long-term planning and policy making for the new generation and for the country's future mainstream film industries, mobile telephone. I think it's time, and we are on a right track. So we are hopeful that next events of DIMF will bring some fruitfulness. Thank you.
Thank you to you too, sir. So I will just move to Irfan, sir. That how do you feel that your brother is supporting these kind of platforms and
I think,
supporting the?
yeah, sorry. Yeah, so I think this is great for not only because my dad can also enjoy his passion, which is also a shared passion of mine, watching movies, but it's good for the community. It's good for the film industry that they're getting people from the corporate world willing to sponsor and come up with this kind of festival, and it's a different avenue. It's a different experience. It's exposure for people. And what I like to do is, it's doing something good for the community, and that is what inspires me, or is why I'm happy that my father is also helping organize these events. Seeing people have a good time, going to watching films, and learning about a new filmmaker, or just seeing creativity on the screen is what makes humans thrive. We're creative beings, so this is a way for us to continue being artistic and having our free spirit and all of that. So seeing people happy is what I cherish.
True.
One more thing that will be a common question for both of you, that for Bangladeshi perspective, mobile filmmaking is not seen as an appreciation thing for many of the youths. So if you were the mobile filmmaker, so what type of appreciation would you expect from your surroundings, from your family, or how can you change these demotivating traits?
See, one thing is very clear. Once you do something, people might not be interested unless you bring some award or you bring some awareness. So the way the DIMF awarded all those foreign participants, it should be more, you should go for mass media publications. What is DIMF for? So you are doing something. If the filmmaking participant can bring some international reputed award, only then it will be more interested. More people will be coming towards it. আমাদের দেশের কিন্তু নিয়মই এটা, যখন কোনো কাজ আমরা স্বীকৃতি পাবো, when the appreciation will come, then it will be focused. More people will be in it. So I think it's time, if you can accommodate the government body, the authority, like the Ministry of Information, the FDC, whoever is a part of it, and in the mainstream of Bangladesh, the filmmakers, as I have seen some juries and judges from a famous actor, actress, they know about DIMF now. I think if you can take the stakeholder from all around the country, the main policy maker, and that collaboration can bring the reputed award globally. I think by doing this, definitely you'll be successful. So I think appreciation তখনই আসবে কাজের, যখন কোনো ভালো কাজে যখন আমরা আন্তর্জাতিকভাবে অথবা দেশেই রাষ্ট্রীয়ভাবে আমরা যখন কোনো কিছু স্বীকৃতি পাবো, তখন কিন্তু আমাদের এই 18 crore people we have in Bangladesh, people will appreciate this, and this will be a main platform. Through mobile filmmaking, you can get an award, you can earn money, and it can be a prestigious, it can be entertaining, and it can be also a part of life. I think it's time that mobile filmmaking is a part of your lifestyle also. So ওইদিকে focus করলে, if you focus on that, I told you earlier, we need concrete policy and the future planning. So ওইটা যদি you can accommodate for the future generation and more participant globally, it will be more reputed. And I strongly believe it's going to go to that direction. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, and we hope that this support will be constant for us. And now we are at the end of this show. We will take some comments from our audience. So let me check if there is any comment from the audience. Okay. It's taking a long time. Uh, okay, so here is a comment from Sadia that this question is for Irfan sir. That how do you suggest that this festival reach out to more people?
I think for this festival to get more awareness, the best way to do it is through social media, where you can have a lot of engagement and whatnot. And that is also like a free tool that the organizers can use from ULab, the communications department, the media students. They can use social media, come up with different ways to create new content so people are showing their engagement. And the more engagement that you have, the more it will appear in people's feeds. Maybe you could also use some sponsorship money to create, like, have billboards around the country, or maybe in like places where there's a lot of foot traffic, or in, like, let's say Gulshan 1 Circle, 2 Circle, or in Motijil, set up big billboards saying that this is the festival and we have these kind of people participating from different countries. I think last year you said there was 34 countries that were involved. So if you can show that this is a big festival and this is something that people should look forward to, hopefully there's no pandemic so people can even attend and make it like a proper festival where you can have like a food court and people are going, there's merchandise, then it'll create more excitement and gain traction. Also, maybe a certain film or like a previous winner can be previewed all the time in like on like a digital billboard. So if it's like a 1 minute film throughout the day, it's being played and people are like, hey, what am I watching? Or if it's like a TV commercial or something like that. So these are some ways to create more awareness and get the word out that DIMFF is a pretty big festival and it's here to stay and it's just going to keep getting bigger.
Thank you for your compliment. So I will go for a rapid fire question for both of you. So my first question is that what is your favorite film?
Mine is Lord of the Rings Part 3, Return of the King. That's my favorite film of all time.
And what about you, Siddique sir?
Still, The Gladiator is my best film. I watched it many times. Whenever I see it, I cannot get up, so I have to finish it. Gladiator.
And who is your favorite actor?
For me, it's either Tom Cruise or Christian Bale.
Okay. And for you, Siddique sir?
For me, it's Denzel Washington.
Okay. So I think we are at the end of the show, and let me see if there is any comment in the comment section. Okay, so there is one more comment that did you watch any independent film recently, or have you watched it earlier? Independent film?
Yeah, I think I've watched an independent film before. I can't remember like from the top of my head what it was. It was in like the small neighborhood movie theaters in the US. So it was a small film, like a very indie, small, low budget. However, I've also watched like movies that were presented at Sundance. So Sundance is pretty indie, and then they become, if it's a success over there, sometimes then it becomes a commercial film as well, released by like a big producer or like a production company. So yeah, I think I have watched indie films in the past, or independent films in the past. Yeah.
So there is one more comment that, sir, we often hear about domination by a certain organization or some directors in many countries, including Bangladesh. So what do you think? How much are we being affected by this domination? I think this question is for Siddique, sir.
I think it's part of job, and I don't think it's very significant to respond to those things. It's always been you can always ignore that there is no domination for the good work and the creative things and events like mobile filmmaking. That is not significant that we are being affected. It can be there, but it's negligible. So I don't think it's very important things to look at.
Okay, I'm checking if there is any comment or not. Um, I think this is it for this comment section. Okay, so I think this episode was really interactive session, and I would like to thank to both of my guests for being with us throughout this show, and I would also like to thank to my audience to bear with us. And there is an announcement for the film enthusiastic that the film submission for the next festival, which is DIMFF 2022, has started. You can submit your film by 23rd September. And for more information, you can visit our dimff.website.net. And I will request our guests to share this information to your film enthusiastic so that they can submit their film as well. So thank you again to our honorable guest for staying with us, and I hope that your support will be constant for the upcoming festival as well. Thank you again, and I hope that we will see you again in the next episode of Cine'Ta at the same time. Till then, stay safe and keep watching the Cine'Ta. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.